All right, this video will be on rational equations. We have a few examples talking about rational equations. Our first one is 1 over x equal to 1 over 5 plus 3 over 2x. The way we will go about solving these is the same way we would if we had a linear equation that had a fraction. We would clear out the fractions. First step is for us to find the LCD. The LCD in this equation will be 10x. That is the smallest expression that x, 5, and 2x can divide into evenly. Then once we establish that our LCD is 10x, we will multiply each numerator by the 10x. Once we do that, x can divide into each term. So x will cancel out into the 10x, leaving you with 10 times 1, which is just 10. 5 divides into the 10, leaves you with 2. So there's 2 times x times 1, which is 2x. And then 2x divides into 10x and leaves you with 5. So there's 5 times 3, which is 15. Once you simplified your expression or simplified your equation as much as possible, all of your denominators should be gone and you're left with a regular linear equation. So here, 10 equal to 2x plus 15, subtract 15 from both sides, leaving you with negative 5 equal to 2x. Then from there, we will finally divide both sides by 2, leaving you with a solution of negative 5 over 2. Next one, we have x over x minus 3 equal to 3 over x minus 3 plus 9. In this case, our LCD is x minus 3. Notice x minus 3 is our only denominator, so it shouldn't be a problem picking out that that is our least common denominator. From there, we will multiply each numerator by x minus 3, just like we did in the last expression. Be careful. So a lot of times people forget the number that's in the back, especially if it doesn't have a denominator. Make sure you multiply each term by the LCD, whether it has a denominator or not. If you do not, you will change the value of the equation. Multiply each term by x minus 3. Notice that x minus 3 cancels out in the first one, leaving you with just x. X minus 3 cancels out in the second one, leaving you with 3. And then in the next one, x minus 3 doesn't cancel out, but we can go ahead and distribute the 9. That'll be 9x minus 27. From here, we can go ahead and combine the like terms. 3 minus 2, 27, which is negative 24. Then we can subtract 9x from both sides. So that will be negative 8x equal to negative 24. Now finally dividing by negative 8, x is equal to 3. So don't forget, whenever you want to check your solutions to make sure it's actually a solution, you can always plug it back into your original equation. Whenever you have rational expressions, even if you don't check the whole equation, you should at least check to make sure your denominators aren't creating zeros, or your solution aren't creating zeros in your denominator when you plug them in. Notice when we take the 3 and plug this into our original equation, we get 3 minus 3 in both of our denominators, which is 0. And remember, it does not have to happen in each denominator, but if 0 occurs in one of your denominators, then that makes the whole problem or the whole equation a problem. Don't forget, whenever we have 0 in our denominator, that means we have undefined. So if our solution is creating an undefined situation, that means we cannot use that value as a solution. This makes x equal to 3 to be considered extraneous. That's what that's called, being extraneous. Whenever you solve for a value, it's the correct solution, but when you plug it in, it gives you 0 in your denominator, or creates an undefined situation. So that means we cannot use x equal to 3 as a solution. Notice that x equal to 3 is our only option as a solution. So that means there is no solution for this equation. If by some chance we had 2 solutions and x equal to 3 was one of them, x equal to 3 would not work, but the other one would work. And so our answer would be that other solution. But in this case, we had no other solution but x equal to 3. So that's why our answer is no solution. All right, let's do at least one more. 3 over x plus 6 plus 1 over x minus 2 equal to 4 over x squared plus 4x minus 12. So we want to find our LCD. We'll examine each one of our denominators. We have x plus 6, x minus 2, then x squared plus 4x minus 12. So here, x squared plus 4x minus 12, we factor that down. That gives us x plus 6 times x minus 2, which is just a combination of both of the previous denominators. If you have questions or problems with factoring, make sure you get with me, shoot me an email so we can talk about it. But if this third denominator is a combination of the first two, that means our LCD will be both of those two denominators, x plus 6 times x minus 2. So we multiply each numerator by x plus 6 times x minus 2. That's what we've done right here. X plus 6 will cancel when we simplify, leaving you with just 3 times x minus 2. X minus 2 will cancel, leaving you with just 1 times x plus 6. And then in the final expression, x plus 6 and x minus 2 will cancel out completely, leaving you with just 4. From there, we can solve by starting off with our distribution, 3 times x, 3 times 2 is 6, then x plus 6, which is multiplied by 1. So we have 3x minus 6 plus x plus 6 equal to 4. Combining like terms, 3x plus x is 4x, negative 6 and positive 6 will cancel, leaving you with 4x equal to 4. Divide by 4 to both sides, and x is equal to 1. All right. Let me know if you have any questions.